Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to do a review on a Vtoman power bank station, whatever you want to call it, and the solar panel. Solar panel I will come back to in a bit and explain the wires and everything else and what came with what. So before we get sort of like, not even like an unpacking, but short and tall story, bought the power station online, obviously from their website, and they've got a deal. They seem to like constantly have a deal, and the deal was it came with a bag. When the item arrived, it did not come with the bag, so I got onto Vtoman straight away, the customer services, and I'm like, where's the bag? Within a week, it was here, and this is it. So straight off the bat, customer services top notch, really, really good, very, very happy and eager to keep their customers satisfied. So very, very happy with that. Now, the weird thing is it looks and feels like a cooler bag. It's bizarre. I'm assuming it's like a fire retardant thing, which is both good and slightly worrying because it's like, are they expecting this thing to go up in flames? I hope not. Anyway, and it's very, very substantial. It's a really, really nicely made big kit. My only gripe is the shoulder strap does not have a pad, and this thing is not light. It is very, very heavy. He says conveniently, because I wanted to prove it. So yeah, when it's on your shoulder, it digs. It properly digs into your shoulder. It is not something that you would want to carry around for any length of time. In the videos and everything else and the adverts, you've got these people and they're all going off on their holidays and they're going camping, they're going hiking up the mountains with these things. It's utter BS. You should know it's utter BS, but it's, let's see if it's gonna. So 16 kilos. Get the bad boy out. And there it is. It's a Vtoman Flash Speed 1500. It's got 3 English plug sockets. Plug for the battery expansions, should you want to pay almost the exact same amount of money again just for a battery. If you go the jumper cables, you've got that as well. I'll come back to that one in a minute because I was a little bit confused, and I'll tell you why. 12-volt cigarette lighter port. You've got 3 normal and a blue, which is like your USB 3 on the USBs, and you've got a couple of USB-C, which is really cool, especially nowadays because like every other item that you buy USB-wise seems to have USB-C to USB-C, but nobody ever seems to do a USB-C charger, so it's bloody annoying. Inputs, he says, there it is. Right, so you can do your kettle lead, which puts you straight into the mains. There's a little 12-volt socket there, and then you've got your solar panels Anderson connector there. When you use the electric, plug it straight into the mains. Sorry about the camera, I'm not used to doing it like this. This thing will charge from 0 to 100% in an hour. And I have tried it. I'm not going to do that now because I'm on like 80%. But yeah, within an hour, this thing will be fully charged. It's crazy, and that's obviously why it's called a flash speed. There are loads of different, right, so quickly, with the jumper cable thing, there is also a version of this, which is, I think it's called the Vtoman Jump Start or something like that. And its selling point is, you can jumpstart your car with it, but you can with this. So it's like, I don't understand why they've made it a different thing. Whereas this thing with the speed, the super speed of the charging on the mains, that is crazy. That is an absolute sale. You know what I mean? That is a massive sell point. It's fantastic. It's got a very awkward, he says, because I have no nails to do this. There you go. Yeah. So it's got a really cool little storage place, and all of these leads come with this unit, which is why I've left them in there. So you've got your mains, you got your 12 volt. 12 volt is the slowest chargeable. Literally, if this was 0% and you plugged it into your car or like a cigarette lighter or something like that, you're talking over a day or more. You know what I mean? It's almost like, what's the point of even offering it? Yeah, it's that slow. We've got some USB leads as well, which is really cool. There's two of them that come with it. So you've got C to C and A to C. So that's very, very cool. Very cool. And the carry case, yeah, the storage unit, not a lot of room in there, but it does the job. It's great. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what you can and cannot run, but it will basically run most things, you know, within reason, electric wise, 12 volt USB wise, it pretty much everything. And with same with everything, the more power hungry the item is that you're using, obviously the quicker it's going to deplete the power on the battery. It makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So if you have a large portable fridge or something like that, or an AC unit, you're only going to get a few hours, maybe 20 hours of continual use. I mean, you see them running like kettles and stuff like that. They're quite power hungry as well. Microwaves, it will power them all. It really will power them all. And you could literally plug every single port here, and you could run something off it. But obviously, you know, the battery will last hours, right? Maybe even minutes, depending on what you're going to run off it. But if you use it with a bit of conscientious, you know, so if you a lot of thought into it, I'm just going to power my laptop or my mobile phone or my tablet, that kind of thing, then this is going to last you like 99 hours. Honestly, it's insane. The length of time that you can have. I would tell it, the light in here isn't brilliant, so let me see if it will. There we go. Yeah, so power it up. Yeah, so you can't really, you can't see because it's just so faint. I'm on 78%, and I'm not running anything, but it's like 99 hours. What I do like is, again, can't really see it, so apologies to them outside, as you can probably hear as well. The triple zeros there, you know, even focus. There we go. Right, so the triple zeros tells you the wattage of the unit, you know, whatever it is you've got plugged in. It will actually tell you how much power it's using, which for a part-time nerd like me, is brilliant. It's very, very cool because it's like, oh, you know, so, and it will tell you how many hours worth of battery you've got. So again, it's very cool. And again, I'm not going to go into it in any massive depth. So yeah, positives. It is worth having if you're going camping, you're off grid, that kind of thing. If you're in a camper, it's fantastic. If you're going hiking in your little one-man tent and you're going up the mountains or you're going into the woods or whatever, this is not going to come with you. this is not going to come with you. This thing is heavy and it's bulky. Upside, handles on both sides. If there's two of you, you can grab one each, because a lot of them have a handle at the top, and it's very, so it's not practical to carry. The handles on the sides are great, really, really good. But yeah, it is what it is. It's basically a glorified massive leisure battery, and they're not light. This is not light. All right, I'm not, that's the only thing, but it is what it is. If you were expecting something like a little mobile phone power bank, this is not it. This is a heavy, substantial bit of kit, but it is bloody good and it works, and it's very reliable. And like I said, the fact that if you have access to electricity, like over here in the UK, a lot of the campsites, they'll have like a excuse, we're getting buzzed by a helicopter. Yeah, a lot of places have like a public plug socket, so you can plug in your mobile phones and your devices and that kind of thing. So if you've got an hour to spare, plug it in. This thing will be back up to 100%. It's amazing. That is really, really good. So yeah, downsides, it weighs an absolute ton. Upsides, everything else. It will run everything you ever need to go camping in. The battery life is fantastic, and it's a substantial bit of kit, and it will handle pretty much everything that you want to throw at it, plug into it, and everything else. Obviously, it's an electronic device. It is not waterproof. Why would you even think it is? Keep it in your tent, keep it in your car, do whatever. But for if you're away off grid for the weekend or anything else, this on its own, perfect, absolutely perfect. I doubt very much that you would run out of power over a weekend. Set up camp on a Friday, leave on Sunday night, whatever. Or even on the Monday. This thing will keep you happy. It will keep all your equipment charged, and you could literally run every single thing, at the same time. It's not a case of, you can only run one, you can only run this, you could plug everything in at the same time and it will run everything. But obviously then you're like, well, why has my battery died within a couple of hours? All right. So it's kind of common sense, to put it mildly. So very, very happy with it. It's cheaper than a lot of the items online. I paid for this. Well, he says paid for it. My credit card paid for this. So this is not this was not sent to me by Vtoman. I wish. So it's an investment. It's not I just need to charge my phone, so I'm going to spend a few £100 on one of these kind of things. This is an investment. So seriously think about what you're going to use it for, what you're going to charge, what units you're going to charge, so on and so forth, before you do go into buying them. But overall, it's a good bit of kit. It's a really good bit of kit. And I have used this a couple of times now. We've been off grid and it's worked every time, and it has saved our bacon. I've got an old portable 12-volt fridge, like a cooler box, but it's a fridge. Came out of my camper, and this thing ran it. If I had it running all the time, it would give me 24 hours of constant use, which, to be honest, you don't really need. You know what I mean? It's like, let it run for an hour or so, keep it cool, unplug it, and so on and so forth. And that way you extend the life of this battery. It just makes sense. Again, like I said, it's all about how you use them. So anyway, that's that. Now, the solar panel. This is the BS400. The reason I got this one is because this bad boy needs, it will take a 400 watt solar panel to charge the battery in that, but it has to have, and this is the biggie, the voltage. Yeah, so your output is 40 volts. This thing needs between, I think it says between 30 and 60 volts for it to work. I fell foul of that because I used to have a one of those type of solar panels that, hang on, I'm going to sit down. Oh, by the way, you can actually sit on this thing. um, I used to have a Renergy like roof mounted solid solar panel, 200 watts, did my leisure kit perfectly well, but it was only like a 19-volt output, 200-watt solar panel, but it was only like a 19 volts solar panel, and plugging it into the battery, the battery didn't even register there was anything plugged in. So you have to be very aware if you're buying this a solar panel, not necessarily this one, but any solar panel to power your power station. Find out what voltage it needs to run to get the power, because otherwise, it won't work at all. And these things are heavy unit. They need a lot, which is why working voltage 40 volts. Okay, and you had to buy this thing. Okay, so again, this is going to be one of those mixed review kind of things, because for starters, it ain't cheap in any shape or form. This thing is not cheap. I know it's a solar panel, and you get what you pay for, and obviously the power, and it's a 400-watt solar panel. And weirdly, this was cheaper on eBay, on the Vtoman eBay website, than it was on the Vtoman actual website, by half. All right, so bear that in mind as well. Go shopping. Yeah, go on the eBay Vtoman website rather than the Vtoman website, because it's cheaper. Don't ask me why, but that's just the way we found it. Um, this makes me laugh because it's like solar panel direct sunlight for the best performance. Yes, meh, it's like meh. And obviously, if it's raining, it's not going to work. Now, on a day like this, yeah, even though it's blue sky, there is no sun, so it's cloudy. All right, this thing won't work. Honestly, that is a lie. If you're lucky, again, when you plug it into the machine, the digital readout will tell you how much input it's getting from the solar panel. Which again, for if you're a little bit nerdy, it's a really cool little thing. So you can say, oh my god, I'm getting 100 watts of power, or I'm getting 20 watts of power. You know what I mean? So we're in England. Yes, we do have some hot, bright, sunny days, but a lot of the time it's more like this. Yeah. So with not a lot of sunlight, and even though it's not a lot of sunlight, it's still blue sky and stuff like that. This thing will, if I'm lucky, I'll plug it in a minute, but if I'm lucky, I'll get maybe 50 watts out of 400. Whereas things like the aforementioned solid solar panel that I used to have for my camper, even in um, low light, as they call it, it was still putting out a lot more power. Do you know what I mean? It didn't need direct sunlight. This thing needs direct sunlight to get the best performance, to get any decent performance, not even the best performance, I would say anything worth actually thinking, because it, if it's on a day like today where it's cloudy, forget it. You know what I mean? This solar panel in direct bright sunshine, which we had, yeah, and I tried it, I was still only really getting about 250 watts input to charge the box. I was on 70 something percent, and in its in FedU, it charged it within a couple of hours up to 100%, as long as I wasn't plugging anything else in. So it's really good when it works and when it's in direct sunlight. Yeah, but remember, I'm in the UK. That doesn't happen very often. All right. So if it was at 0% and I needed to charge it, yes, it would take all day. if it was on a day like today where it's cloudy, yeah, it's almost like, you know, I forget it. I'll just find a pub, go in there and sneak the box in and try and plug it in, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So bright, bright sunshine, absolutely amazing. Kicks out an absolute stack of power. It's fantastic. On an average day in England, this is completely pointless. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. It is for the size of it and the weight of it. Actually, it says, yeah, the size and weight of it. The truth, as far as I'm concerned, it's not brilliant. It really isn't brilliant, because it's like, what's the point? What's the point of breaking my back and just, you know, the size of it on top of everything else if you're camping? Excuse me. Let's see, this thing works. Yeah, so the size of it, and if it works, you know, trying to just pack it in your car and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh my God, what is wrong with this thing? There we go. I got it works. Quick, while it's working. Jesus. Yeah, so that's 12 kilos on its own. Do you know what I mean? 12 kilos doesn't sound a lot. Turn it off. Yeah, it doesn't sound a lot, but it's, for what it is, it's a solar panel. You add that to the box, and you try and carry the whole thing together. You're not going up any mountains anytime soon. You're not going hiking into the wilderness anytime soon, carrying both of these items. All right, you have to be aware of that. Now, like I said, I won't show you my foot, it'll probably freak you out. It ain't small. It's huge. It really is big. All right, and it's heavy for what it is. Right, because it's like this weird, almost, it feels like cardboard. All right, which is pretty much what it is. Legs I'll come back to in a second. It's it's one of those things. It is what it is. And it works. We know it works, but only in direct sunlight. If it's like today with a hint of cloud and the sun is behind a cloud, you have no chance of this thing ever working. Seriously, it's that crap. It does not work in anything other than gloriously bright, unadulterated, unblocked, unfiltered sunlight. All right, so that is my only massive, well, it's not my only one, but it's my biggest issue with it. So the other one is the packing. That's my own little strap, which I blagged off of a pet harness, simply because, as you can see, this thing doesn't stay shut. All right, it's awful. So when you're trying to walk around carrying it, that's how wide it is, right? So you can see how wide it is. Yeah, it's literally like, it's the width of my thing, right? But it kicks out at the bottom. Yeah, so it's like, it's flappy. We just bring it on its side. It comes with these, he says, trying to find it. There you go. Yeah, and these are supposed to keep it together. Oh, come on. A, they don't line up, and B, they don't bloody click. So when they, even when they're in, they don't. Do you know what I mean? They're rubbish. They're absolutely rubbish. This thing needs to have some massive design overhaul to make it easier to carry, especially at the bottom bit. I don't know, like maybe a big Velcro strap or something, because it's it's not designed, as far as I'm concerned, it's not designed very well when it comes to carrying it around, which is ironic considering it's supposed to be a mobile solar panel. So yeah, it's not good. You can see the corner is already kicking out like that. Yeah, it's already bending. There's marks on it. From that, it looks really pretty and it is really cool, but it needs a massive rethink as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the design, when it comes to carrying it, because it's just look, there you go. You see it's just flapping in the wind, and it's a pain in the ass. It really is. Excuse the French. Okay, so that's the negatives. There are more. Good side, comes with a nice handy little pouch should you need it, which I don't bother with because it's a good idea, but it's also a pain in the ass. You might as well just store everything in the bag, or actually in the unit itself. It's a lot easier, trust me. Really positive side is it comes with obviously the leads that are plugged in. They wrap around, so they're really nice and tidy. And then just, he says, oh, there you go. Yeah, so that plugs in. It's a lot easier with two hands. So that's that. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to set it up. I need to work out how to set this camera up so you can actually see it. So you'll have to bear with me. There you go. It just falls apart. Absolutely falls apart, which is why you said, you saw I used that. It needs something, or you need to make something yourself, or find something to secure it. Because if you don't secure it, it just fall apart, and it just falls apart. So yeah, bear that in mind. Like I said, this is an honest review. This is my own money. I paid for this, and am I happy with it? Yes, I am happy with it, but there's a lot of negatives, heck of a lot of negatives. So bear with me while I try and set the camera up so that I can then set this up, and you'll see how much of a faff this is for setting up as well. Back in a minute. Okay, ignore the mess of the garden. It's a garden, who cares? I'm now going to show you just how much of a faff and how awkward it is to set up the solar panel. So, like I said, as you can see, it ain't small. So, you've got your legs. So it goes that way. Yeah, because they do that. They are adjustable, which is really good. I've kept them. Just hope they don't blow away. These stay. Okay, so am I going to make this look awkward? Probably. Am I doing it deliberately? Absolutely not. So yeah, as you can see, it's a big bit of kit. So and this is what I'm saying. It's a pain in the ass. Do a second leg. There is no third leg, which is bizarre. But there is one over this way. And that's it. Yes, setup is quick. Don't get me wrong. But as you could see, it's bizarre. Yeah, I can straighten it out. I can level it out and stuff like that. I'll go around the back and show you. So these are your legs. Yeah, and you can adjust them. And so why they didn't put a third leg here it's anyone's business. I don't know. It's like you've got the legs here. Why the hell haven't you put one there? You know what I mean? And I just don't get it, because it makes this bit completely unstable. Completely unstable. It really does. And yeah, so these are only like a bit of they're literally, again, it's like a hard cardboardy plastic. You can adjust the straps on them, which is very, very good. Once it's down, it's down. Don't get me wrong, but if you wanted to try and keep this in direct sunlight, you need to move this. or like every couple of hours or so. When it's laid out like this, trying to move this on your own, you might as well fold it up, adjust it, then put it back out. It's flimsy and it's awkward. That's all I'm going to say. If you can leave it as is, then it's happy days. You know what I mean? So that's the item set up. I'm just going to put you down for a second. And then we're going to move. I'm going to use my own cable. So like I said, it's longer. I've got to remember which end it is. Other end. Okay, so we're going to wire it up. Hopefully you can see it. Find out where the plugs are. Find out where the plugs are. Excuse me, shoving my ass in the camera. It doesn't work on my OnlyFans, so I doubt it will work on this review. That's a joke, by the way. Okay, so Anderson to Anderson. These are, I love these plugs because they are literally idiot proof, and I am an idiot. So let's leave you there. Plug you in. So yeah, not good. Excuse me. Can you just? Oh, Jesus. There we go. Plug it in. Now then, is it gonna? Yes. Again, like I said, because it's really. Hold on. Trying to get a good. There you go. So it's flashing. Yeah. Which means it's charging. It's going to take 4.7, 4.8 hours to charge it, and it's for 20%. All right, 4 hours. Still good. Don't get me wrong. It's putting out 70. It's actually putting out more wattage than I thought it would. We're on 78, nearly 80 watts of power, and the sun is, as you can see, behind cloud. So it's good. You know, I'm not knocking it, fully, but there are solar panels out there that would give you more power for the same amount of sunlight. Does that make sense? So, I'm not sure why they went for that design. There's obviously, probably cheaper. Um, it is what it is. But yeah, so if you were camping and you were hanging around, you could leave this running for the next 5 hours, and this would be charged. 5 hours, 20%. You know, it's free charging, isn't it? It's renewable energy, people. So you can't really diss it. You can't knock it, because anything that's free to keep this thing going is a good thing. So don't get me wrong. Is that the sunlight coming out a bit more? Yep, see, we've gone up to 80. Woohoo! I have had it up to 250, and that was in direct burning sunlight at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it really does speed things up. It was like this thing will be charged within the hour, not even an hour. So it's really good. So yeah, would I recommend it? Yes and no. I would recommend it if you are camping with a family that like to use a lot of USB stuff, kids, mobile phones, tablets, all that, that'll keep them happy, keep them quiet, keep them safe. As in like, oh my God, I'm going to run out of power. My life has come to an end, kind of thing. This is the UK. This is England. This is your standard sunny day. All right, to be honest, but it's worth it. It is worth it. It is good. It's expensive, but it's an investment. That's the only way I can look at it. It's the only way I can justify it. That on its own is fantastic. It really is. As long as you're not expecting to go hiking on your own up a mountain or anything stupid like that, or out into the wilderness for a week, that's not going to do you anything other than break your back. Um, you know, maybe maybe make like a little trolley with some off-road wheels on it or something, like a little mini skateboard. Then it'd be perfect. It'd be fantastic. I am quite tempted to try and look into doing that. Like the size of a hoverboard kind of thing. Um, it would work. It would work perfectly, and you wouldn't have to worry about breaking your back. The solar panel, if you know that the weather is going to be amazing, then absolutely it'd be like worth preempting it and making plans to pack it up and take it with you. But if you're going to be sort of breaking camp every now and again and you're just going to throw this out for an hour to hopefully charge this up, forget it. Honestly, forget it, because the sheer size and the weight of this thing, it's not worth it. If you're on a campsite and you're going to be there for a few days and you're happy to leave this out within reason, you don't want to get stolen, then yeah, absolutely, it's worth doing. It is 100% worth doing. If you've got a camper or something like that, absolutely, it's worth doing because it's easy. But it's heavy, it's bulky, it doesn't pack down properly, and in my opinion, it's missing a leg for starters. It's weird. So yes, there are small niggly bits, but does it work? Yes, it does work. It's going duller again. So there you go. It's gone dull. There you go. So we're down to like 50, 60 watts. Do you know what I mean? Um, I'm personally myself. We're planning on maybe going camping again off season. So we're talking like October time. So the weather's going to be awful. So this would be completely pointless. Completely pointless. I wouldn't even leave the house with it. You know what I mean? But during the summer, absolutely, I would make room in the car to take it because it makes sense. So again, it's one of those kind of things where it's like you need to plan ahead. What's the weather going to be like? Where am I going to be? How much travel am I going to need to do? How much packing am I need to do before I even consider taking this solar panel with me? It's a fantastic bit of kit. It gives you free power to charge that up when the conditions are ideal. Today is not ideal. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not ideal, as you can see. Is it? Or can't see. Hold on. Let me try and. There we go. Yeah. So, and it's not. I mean, what time is it? What time is it, Mr. Wolf? It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, no, 11 o'clock. So it's almost midday, but it's cloudy. There are solar panels out there that would handle this kind of cloudy conditions and give you more output, but they're probably not as, I can't even say this is mobile. I wouldn't class this as a mobile device at all. This isn't a mobile device. You can take it around with you, but it's heavy and it's bulky. You can carry that around with you, but it's heavy and it's bulky. It is what it is. So, excuse me, so sorry. Overall impressions. Am I happy with the power bank? Absolutely, 100%. Do not regret buying this at all. Do not regret buying it at all. Um, and I will show you one other thing, because a lot of the people, when they do these reviews, it's like they just plug in these random things, and it's like somebody plugged in a toaster oven and a kettle and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, because you have that in your tent when you go camping, weirdo. Um, but I will show you one last thing just because it made me chuckle, and as soon as I got it, I wanted to know if it would work. So we'll come back to that one in a minute. Am I happy with it? Yes, I am. Is it worth the money? Absolutely, because it's always on sale, always on sale. So it's like 60% off most of the time. I will put a link in the description of this video to the Vtoman website. Solar panel, you can get that on their website, but like I said, we actually bought this particular item on the eBay one on a Vtoman, and it was massively cheaper. It was bizarre. I do not know why, but who cares? It was. Am I happy with it? Yes, it works, but only in perfect conditions. I can't even say ideal conditions. It has to be perfect, like clear, unadulterated, unfiltered, pure sunshine. Anything remotely cloudy, and you're down to, what are we down to now? Because it's getting darker. Yeah, we're down to like 55, 56. Do you know what I mean? If the sun came out full power, full bore, we'd be up to 200, 300 watts. That's the difference. Am I being too harsh on it? Yes and no. Yes, because I have had solar panels that work under low sunlight. You know what I mean? So the technology for a low sunlight solar panel is available, but it is what it is. Like I said, you've just got to. There's a lot of things that you need to take into consideration when even thinking about buying this. Do you need it to charge this up? Yes, I do. Am I able to go camping off grid on foot through the wilderness and take this with me? Absolutely not. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot carry this, that, and your entire camp kit, you know what I mean? Go off grid down into the wilderness, you know, for even if it's for a couple of days or whatever. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Trust me. It's too heavy. It's too bulky. It's ridiculous to even think that you can. And why they put these things in the adverts, it always makes me laugh. It's like, for once, can somebody do an honest advert? If you're going camping on a campsite where your setup is going to be there for a couple of days or more, or even overnight, but you're there and you've got the car next to you or something like that, absolutely have this. Absolutely have this, because it's easy to take out the car. You haven't got to carry it very far. Same with this, to be honest. You haven't got very far to carry it. These are all things that you need to take into consideration when wanting to buy one of these things. How big it is, how bulky it is, how heavy it is, and not the same with that. This you can understand, because it's like, well, it's a massive battery or a bank of batteries. They're going to be heavy. You know what I mean? There's no if, buts, or maybes. These are going to be heavy. You get what you buy. You know what I mean? You try and do it you try and lift a leisure battery, which is bigger than a normal car battery. They're heavy. So that is expected. And I like the fact that you've got these handles on either side, because it's like you can get two people to carry it, or you can carry it yourself without strain, too much strain. So this is good. This is a fantastic, fantastic bit of kit. Cannot fault it. Honest to God, cannot fault it. It's brilliant. Worth getting. Absolutely. Solar panel, meh. It is what it is. Yes, it does the job in perfect conditions. If you're not guaranteed perfect conditions all the time, or if you're traveling, your camping setup is going to be a little bit on your own kind of. This takes a lot more consideration. So yeah, so there you go. Like I said, I've got one more thing to show you, and then I'm going to call it a day on this review of this kit. And yes, for fear of repeating myself, by the end of the last bit that I'm going to show you, I will do probably reiterate what I've just said. So back in a minute. Okay. Now, like I said, back in the safety of the house. Here's the kit. There's the panel. In a lot of the reviews, people plug in all sorts of different bits and pieces to say, oh yes, it can do this, and it will run it for so many hours, and yada yada yada. Now, this is my area. It's a complete mess, but it's what it is. I was kind of in the middle of the stuff. TV, monitor, laptop, and a PS5. Okay, that as you can see, it's all plugged in to sort of a multi-socket thing. Yeah, so I literally just unplugged that. Yeah, so unplugged those two sockets, plugged them into there, and I swear to God, it ran the whole thing. Yeah. Um, Admittedly, once I fired up the PlayStation and actually started playing a game, so obviously the machine was um, working, it was like meh, but it still had. I think I had like 8 hours from fully charged. I could have sat there for a good 8 hours, solid, playing PS5, running the PlayStation and the TV and a monitor with a mic and everything else. So basically, I could have done a YouTube stream from that. So this is why I said the unit itself is amazing. It's really, really good. Very, very happy with it. Honestly, I can't fault it at all. Yes, it's heavy. Yes, it's bulky. It's a big ass battery. You know what I mean? You can't um, take it away from that. There is no if buts, or maybe it is what it is. It's a big battery, simple as. Um, but it's portable and it's useful and it works. You know, you can plug in all of your mobile phones, your laptops, your tablets, and whatever else. I mean, when I'm camping, we try and get as many rechargeable torches and lights as possible. So they all run off a USB. Yeah, you plug it into a USB, you charge it, and away you go. You can charge them up. So again, it's these little things that when you're camping, if you think about I'm going camping, I don't need all the mod cons. I don't need all the stuff from home, because if you do that, you might as well either just rent out Airbnb or a caravan or something else and do it that way, or a big motorhome. But if you're just you're in a tent or even in a camper, well, to be honest, even in the camper, you probably don't need it, but it would replace your 12-volt battery, hands down, and give you a lot more life, to be honest, I think. But yeah, if you're just camping and you're tenting and stuff like that, and you're on a campsite, you shouldn't be going out with your coffee makers and your toasters and your ovens and all of the stupid things and TVs and even the laptop is pushing it. People do. Um, you would obviously take things like a tablet, a mobile phone, um, and you would need to be able to recharge things like that. And like I said, USB powered torches and so on and so forth. This is perfect. It is genuinely perfect for that. Yes, it's a massive glorified power bank, that you buy, the ones that are like this, that gives you a couple of charge and that's it. But at the end of the day, it can do so much more as well. And yes, it has other little things. There's a big light on the back of the unit that you can use as well. We didn't use it because obviously we use other lights. Anything else? I think that's it. Oh, in the bag, my only issue, again, other than the fact that it absolutely kills your shoulder because there's no pad on the shoulder strap. When you're carrying it, you need to be aware if you're walking along, even if you're just taking it out of the car and coming into the house or whatever. Yeah, remember which direction the unit is facing in the bag and have it facing away from you, as in like all the buttons and everything, because you can, if you can, as you're walking along and and it's bouncing off your leg or whatever, you turn it on and it's in the bag, and you won't even know you've turned it on until the fan kicks in there, because it's got like a couple of cooling fans. So if you suddenly accidentally like hit and you've turned them all on, like you've hit all the buttons, and which I've done multiple times, the fan kicks on. It's like, oh, for God's sake. So then you've got to unpack the bag and you've got to then try and reach in and turn all the buttons off and stuff like that. It would be nice if it had like a master on-off button. Yeah, like a safety switch. I don't know, for transport, like a transportation button. So it literally overrides everything. So like one main power button that that is protected, maybe like has like a cover over it or something, so that you can't accidentally knock them. You can't accidentally think. If this was in the back of your car and you're bouncing along down the roads, especially in Britain with the potholes and stuff like that, you're bouncing along, that nudges against the rest of your camping gear or something else in the back of the car. You would not know that that is going off. You might do, but the chances are you probably wouldn't even hear it going off. So you get down, you get down to wherever you are, and it's like, oh, okay, it's on. I've lost a little bit of power. You probably won't lose a lot of power. But you know what I mean? Yeah, it's that an added annoyance that it's come on for no reason. I didn't turn that on, but it is very easy to nudge it, to bang it, to not knock it, or it be knocked, nudged and banged in the bag, and it will turn itself on. So yeah, that is my probably another one of my gripes. But again, it's something that once you're aware of it, just turn it the right way, watch how you carry it and watch how you pack it and so on and so forth. Is it worth money? Yes, it is, especially when it's at like 60% off. You know what I mean? It's like, it was £2,000, it's now £600 or £400, £500, whatever it is. Is that worth the money for what it is? I'm still fighting that one. It's expensive. It was, yeah, it's a good couple £100 on the cheapest that we got it. Yeah, ordinarily it's like, I don't know how much it is actually, 500-600 quid, something stupid like that, whatever. Would I pay that? No, absolutely not. There's no way I would pay that. I would rather find somewhere where I could put this on charge for an hour using the mains and do that. Will this be used again? Obviously, it'll be used again. Will it be used again this year? No, it won't, because we're now in August. Daylight is already going, the amount of hours we have in the day is already dropping. The amount of days that we're going to have of good sunlight are also dropping. Like I said, it's a nice day out there, but look at it, it's cloudy. That doesn't work under cloudy conditions. Not even, okay, so we had what, 50, 60 watts of power, still good. Out of 400, not so good. You know what I mean? So if you want to do the whole thing, yeah, that and that you need to do a lot more considerations. You need to really, really sit and think, how am I going to use it? How often am I going to use it? How useful is it going to be for me? And can I afford it? Kind of thing. Again, Mr. Credit Card paid for a lot of this. That doesn't need as much consideration. Will I use it? Absolutely. Will I use it a lot? Potentially I could. If I really wanted to, absolutely. Is it useful? Hell yes. It's fantastic. Is it worth the money? Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, that is a definite. Even if you don't go camping very often, or if you don't go off grid very often or anything else, maybe you're in the car, you're off in the car for the day. You could potentially have that, with the family. You could take this with you and charge everybody's stuff while you're driving home to keep the family quiet. Do you know what I mean? Or a lot of people, you see them and they're in their workshop and they're plugging in tools and stuff like that. Again, it will do that. It will run a power tool. How much it will run it, I don't know. I've not tried it, and I don't really see the point, because there are other designed things like your proper power tool, like battery generator things. But at the same time, you could power your battery. You could recharge your batteries on it, that kind of thing. This thing has so many possibilities, so many uses. It's really, really good bit of kit. And like I said, it was just literally for shits and giggles. Will it run all of this? Yeah, and for how long? And whilst playing a game. So this PlayStation 5 disc version, yeah, and it was playing a game off a disc. I was looking at the power outage, yeah, the usage, and it started at 100%, and it said I would have 8 hours of solid play. These televisions are probably one of the worst for energy consumption. Yeah, the PlayStation is not designed to be an eco-friendly bit of kit, same as the monitor. That's a really old monitor. Laptop, maybe, you know what I mean? You could easily just unplug that anyway because it's got its own battery. And it's the same with all the other peripherals. Yeah, most of my stuff is powered by USB, and I always try and do that because I'm acutely aware of power consumption, and I try and cut that down. But this runs all of this. Hello, you can see me, for 8 hours. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And then plug it into the mains for an hour, bang, it's back up and charged. Off you go again. You know. So if you were in a power cut and you were mad desperate to go online or do something, you know, that, oh my god, I need to like finish editing, or I'm in the middle of doing some work or whatever, 100% this thing will bail you out without a shadow of a doubt. It wouldn't even blink. You know what I mean? And that's also a lot of things that a lot of the people are saying when they're like, oh, you know, it comes in very useful if you have a power cut. You know, you can plug in a lot of your essential stuff and run, and it will run and it will power them, even if it's for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. The chances are in England, you hopefully will have power back by then. Do you know what I mean? If not, then, you know, time to start worrying. But there's always ways and means around things. But to get you out of a tight spot, power wise, the Vtoman 1500 flash speed, which is what I've got, is a fantastic bit of kit. There are other ones, like I said, link will be in the description. Go and check out their website. They've always got a sale on. Most of the time, it's ridiculously cheap considering what it is and compared to all the other makes and models that are available by other people. So yeah, by all means, go for it. Check it out, and leave a comment as well. I always forget to put this at the beginning. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. But yeah, comments definitely. Do you agree with anything that I have said? Do you disagree with anything that I have said about this bit of kit? Do you think I've been a bit too harsh? Predominantly about the solar panel. Like I said, I'm still, it's gonna, yeah. I personally, having used other solar panels and comparing it to this one, yeah, it's if buts and maybes. It is what it is. We've got it now, so make the most of it. But the power unit, can't fault it. Can't fault it. Honestly, if you've got the cash, even if you do put it on the card and pay it off as you go, it's worth it. Honestly, it's worth it. It really is. And like I said, this is not a paid advert for Vtoman. I paid for this. Well, Mr. Credit Card paid for it. You know, I'm not being sponsored by them at all. I wish. So yeah, there you go. It's very long-winded, and I apologise for that. But it is what it is. I wanted to try and get as much across as I can without going into too many graphical details and too much like technical details. I didn't plug anything in other than the solar panel, but I have showed you what it can potentially do in real world settings. I do hope you've liked this video. Like I said, please like and subscribe. Please comment, absolutely comment. Let me know what you think of this review. What are your thoughts? Have I made you think twice about buying one, or have I encouraged you into buying one, at least buying the power station? Forget the solar panel, the power station. Yes, for me, it was a brilliant thing. Do not regret it in any shape or form. So yeah, let me know what you think. And till the next video, thank you very much for watching.